Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7. Live on hot7025fm.com.
It's your main man, 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale.
Hi. Hey.
What's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled. This is Mila J. Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Hey, it's Icarice, and I'm here to tell you about Hotcast for Podcasting. We are a podcasting studio located in Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Hot 702.5 FM studios. You can book online at hot7025fm.com. Just click on Hotcast. You can book and find your times right there. Thank you for booking with Hotcast for Podcasting.
No limit to the limit. Welcome to Marriage Bootcamp. No limit to the limit with Robert and Vicky Bell. I thought I told you. No limit to the limit for better or for worse. No limit to the limit for richer or poor. No limit to the limit in sickness and health. I thought I told you to love and cherish until death do you part. 1 + 1 =
1.
2 is bigger, but it's
Still 1.
1 1,000, but 2
10,000.
Team Bell, Rob and Vicky Bell, Hot 702.5.
We out. Welcome to Marriage Bootcamp with Vicky and Robert Bell on Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio.
We live? Live. Good morning. I'm back in the building. It's so good to be back in the building. Welcome to Marriage Bootcamp with the Bells. Relax. Vicky is fine. Vicky, trust me, Vicky is in good hands. You know who I am. You know who I'm with. Trust me. Robert is in good hands. She is in good hands. Trust me. Thank y'all for shouting out. Thank y'all for calling. Thank y'all for texting. Vicky is fine. Lady Bell is fine. Welcome to Marriage Bootcamp with the Bells on this Saturday morning, October 4th, 2025. We down to 80-something days before the new year. My mind is running crazy. My mind is doing like 4,000 miles an hour today. It's so much to say. So much is going on. So much everything crazy. I mean, everything. This is going on. That is going on. Gotta sort through the stuff. As I've been saying from the beginning of the year, don't distract it. It's a lot going on. Don't get distracted. We good? Whatever is going on, we can't afford in this day and time, October 4th, 2025, 80-something days left in 2025, we cannot afford to get distracted. We've been distracted all year long. A whole lot of stuff been going on all year long, week after week, day after day, month after month. We've been getting distracted. Lady Bell ain't with me, but I got some help with me this morning. Look up to the hills from which cometh thy help. I got some help with me. I got little black Jesus with me this morning. So I got some help. I brought little black Jesus with me this morning because I got so much I want to stay, and I want to stay focused. September 4th, 2025. We cannot afford to get distracted. We all get distracted. I'm pretty sure I'm going to speak for myself. And along with Vicky, I dragged Vicky on it yesterday, and I dragged my mother-in-law in on it yesterday. We was all distracted all day. I was all distracted all day yesterday from 8 a.m. till about 4 or 5 p.m. waiting for the verdict, waiting for the sentencing. Was that crazy? That had us distracted had me distracted all day yesterday. Why was I so vested? Why was I so invested? Because I'm a black man, and it's scary. It's scary when they keep picking the elite of us off. That's scary. If they can do that to P. Diddy, if they can do that to Puffy, if they can do that to Kales, if they can do that to Bill Cosby, if they can do that to O.J. Simpson, oops, that go left. If they can do that to him and all the rest of the elite of us, I'm in trouble. Have y'all realized the last few years, every year they choose one of us to put on the wall? Some of y'all might get that and some of y'all won't. But they're putting us on the wall. They're displaying us. They're making examples of us. But see, it's just like a young black man getting shot down in the street. We had a young man get shot down in the streets of Akron a few months ago. And of course, the powers that be did their investigation and said they're not putting any charges against the police officers. But, we as black folks, as normal, we don't want to cause an uprising or stir up anything because it wasn't your son, because it wasn't your nephew, because it wasn't anybody that you knew. Some of that, hey, do y'all realize how close it is to home? Do y'all realize how close it is to your front door? Oh, by the way, distraction. In case you didn't know, the government is still shut down. The government is still shut down. We cannot afford to get distracted. But stuff like that, like remember when Kales got locked up? You know what's scary about that? I hate it when locked up. We talking about circumstance. I'm talking about getting locked up. Your status doesn't matter as a man of color. Remember when Kel sang that song, did you ever think that we would be this rich, have a yard with a 50-acre lawn? I think that's how the lyrics go. Google it. That's where he was in that big old mansion with that. He out there in that big old mansion out in the front yard, and in the basement is like 50 red luxury cars. Did you ever think that we would be this rich? Did you ever think? Can you imagine living that high on the horse? Take that. And now being locked up. I don't care how much money you got. I'm going to go. Lady Bell, I wish you was here. I'm going to tell it. The one time I got into some serious trouble, I told my lawyer one thing. I don't care how much it costs. If I got to break the bank, I don't want to go to jail. That money was more important than my freedom. I don't care what it costs. Please, I don't want to do 1 day. I don't want to do 2 days. Well, will you settle for this? No, I don't want to do 1 day. 30 days, 60 days. No, I don't want to do 1 day. I don't care how much money you got. But when your money is taken, no matter how much money you got, when your freedom is taken away. And I saw what you saw. I saw what you said there, boss lady, E. Carice. That's one another time, another day, because blessed be, we know how the story goes. It started from the top. You know, we're victims of the colonizers. They've been doing that. But that's another day in another story, because we can go there if you want to. But you know, I don't want. I don't like. I want to keep this show about marriage and love and happiness and all that. But we're so colonized. See, and the stuff that we get into. Remember when crimes was committed, and we'd be like, we was for show. It was a sniper that killed this person, or somebody attacked a school, or this can happen, or serial rapist, and we was for sure it was one of them. And then you get the news and they show the picture, and it's one of us. In the Bible, it was this dude. I was gonna talk about David, but you know, let me. I can hear Lady Bell telling me to stick to the subject. Stick to the subject here, September 4th, 2025. I gotta give a shout out. I got to give a shout out to my dude, Greg Cole. Happy birthday, my brother. Thank you, my brother. I met Greg. I always say the third grade. He said, no, we've been friends since the second grade. I would always say the third grade. He said, no, Bobby boy, we've been friends since the second grade. And I'm going to be getting into what's in your hand and men and all that. This dude has been solid with me since the second grade. How old are you in the second grade? 6, 7, 8? I can call this dude today. I can call this dude tomorrow. I can call this dude at 6 a.m. I can call that dude at 1 a.m. And the dude don't fly. And if I tell the dude I need him tomorrow, he'll drive to Vegas in about 36 hours or less. That's what type of dude that dude is. Happy birthday, my brother. Thank you. Thank you for all the love. Always holding me down. I know. Hey, you hear people say, if ain't nobody else got me, that dude got me. Greg Cole, happy birthday, my brother. Since 6 years old, my God, man. Greg Cole, happy birthday, man. Welcome to the 60 Club. Welcome to the 60 Club. So, and since I'm talking about friendship, you know, it says, you know, always you talk about friendship. I got this. I want to put this together. Friendship, fellowship, and relationship. Friendship, fellowship, and relationship. Me and that dude don't have a relationship, friendship since the 6th grade. I was teasing him back then. I remember he used to have some white shoes. He wore white shoes to school, some white leather shoes to school. In the 2nd grade, I'm like, man, you got on white shoes? Some white shoes you got on? You don't like Easter shoes. But so friendship, fellowship, and relationship. You know, man. I don't got on relationship now. My mind is doing 1,000 miles off. I'm gonna stick to because I was with some brothers last week, and you know we were just talking and all that, being men and the stuff that we deal with and this and that, and you know talking about men group and talking about men fellowship and talking about men fellowship, and you know, let me tell y'all, so I'll be 62 in January. Been going to church since I was 8 years old. I don't been in every man's group it could be. Y'all remember Promise Keepers? Way back then, Promise Keepers. I just go to Promise Keepers. Do y'all remember Manpower? Used to go to Manpower. Do y'all remember Men of Valor? Used to go to that. Do y'all remember Blood Brothers? Used to go to that. All of the men groups I've been a part of. All of those men movements I've been. The original Million Man March. I was there. I was there. I was there when black preachers and black pastors were saying, "Oh, Farrakhan doing that. He trying to convert all of y'all. Don't go." Now all of them try to do now they all want to do a similarity. Let's do 100-man march. Let's do 1,000-man march. Let's do a 5,000-man march. No, Minister Louis Farrakhan started that whenever that happened 25 years ago. It wasn't a spiritual thing. It was a movement. I was there. But then what I have learned is all was fellowship. When I talk about Greg Cole, I'm talking about relationship. I can call that dude anytime, and he's on his way. I told y'all the story about when I got married. Me and Vicky got married. We got married. We bought the house. We bought the car. Boom. 3 months later, I lost my job. Greg ran into my sister. "Hey, how Bob doing?" He just got laid off. This dude called me. He called me. "What you need?" He didn't do like most of us do. He don't lost his job. I ain't calling. He might ask for something. I ain't going over there. He might need something. No, the dude picked up the phone and said, "Hey, I heard you got laid off. I know you just got married. You need anything? Y'all good?" That's relationship. Fellowship say, "I'm praying for you," sending prayers. I'll put you. I'll tell the pastor to pray for you. That's fellowship. No, I have learned the difference from fellowship and relationship over these years. Fellowship, watching the game, going to church, going to Manpower, going to Blood Brothers, going to Promise Keepers. You know how many brothers I went to Promise Keepers with? You know how many men I went to Blood Brothers with? You know how many men I went to Manpower with? And ask me how many of them dudes do I talk to today. You know what I mean? How we prayed together. "Oh, yes, I love you with the love of the Lord," and won't even speak to me today. I'm talking about men that love Jesus, that love the Lord. See, you got to understand. I was talking to a young man last week, married a year, came out the streets. He's in the church now, and he saw my little black Jesus, and man, I gotta have one of those little black Jesus. I gotta have one. I'm going to get you one. So when I seen him later on that week, I gave him a black Jesus, and so I gave him the black Jesus. He was so happy. Him and his wife only been married. He came back to. I gave him the black Jesus. We sitting there. So he comes back. He was like, "You know why this black Jesus is important to me?" He said a year and a half ago, my mother had a vision of me with my friends, and 2 of them got killed and I didn't. And 2 of my friends got killed and I didn't. So I gave my life over to the Lord. I met my wife. We got married. We've been married a year. We go to this church, and this, and I said, great testimony, young man. I like that. He said, so, and we're over the youth ministry. Listen, young man, we're over the youth ministry. And I said, okay, so you only gave your life to the Lord a year and a half ago. You only been married a year. Now you going to this church and they made you the youth minister? No. Sit down, young man. If you want to go to church and you want to make your marriage better and you want your marriage to grow, no, you don't need to be. You just got saved. You just got delivered. You still got some. I think he told me they had both just turned 30. No, if you just came out of the streets. You need to be sitting down. You need to be sitting down. You and your wife need to be sitting down at whatever spiritual organization you're at, a spiritual belief you're at. You need to be sitting down and getting fed. You need to be sitting down and getting fed some knowledge. You and your wife need to be sitting there and growing together. No, you don't come out the streets and then they throw you over the youth ministry just because you're. Well, how long you been going to the church? Oh, we was there a couple months and y'all was there a couple months and they just want somebody else to burn out. They just, they told us we was young. And I said, don't you know? I really didn't want to tell them this because I didn't want to discourage them. And I told them, I said, your God first, your spiritual head first, your God, then your wife, then your job, then the church, as far as youth ministry, deacon ministry, parking lot ministry. Don't let the church young man, you only been married a year. You don't even know your wife. You said y'all only known each other 2 years, so you barely know her. So how are you and her with no children, y'all youth ministers over a bunch of youth? No, y'all ain't nothing but babies yourself. Y'all know you got some street knowledge. I know you was in the streets. I know you can teach them some things. Go there. Do a session or two. But you being a young man and being a newlywed, no, you need to be ministering to your wife. Your wife needs to be ministering to you. Y'all need to be learning each other. But the church, and I'm talking about in general, whatever, they will burn you out. They will use you up, all in the name of serving the Lord in the church and all of that. Friendship, fellowship, relationship. Come on, Rob. Brothers need to get together. Come on, Rob. Let's do this. See, y'all remember when David, I mentioned this, I'll pick back up where I was the last time when I was here live. Remember when David went down there, Goliath was taunting the army of Israel. He taunting them. I like to use the Bible because we so colonized. I don't care. Every black person can relate to it. You don't heard the story of David and Goliath. You don't heard about Noah and the ark. You don't heard about Adam and Eve. You don't heard about Jonah and the well of the belly. So I know y'all can relate to that. So I gotta talk to y'all what y'all can relate to. Remember what the army of Israel was on one side and the Philistine was on the other side? Guess what? Manpower, power, promise keepers, blood brothers, all them men group. There they was standing there. Hey, this is the army of it. This said the army of Israel. The army of Israel. So whatever movement you is, what is y'all doing? They were just standing there, and they say every day Goliath would taunt them. Every day Goliath would come down and taunt them. Meanwhile, the army of Israel is standing there watching the football game. Why he bringing that up? Why Goliath bringing that up? We over here, we chilling. We know we the army, but ain't nobody coming down to deal with you, Goliath. We watching the football game, Goliath. We trying to see what the sentencing gonna be, Goliath. Cardi B and The other rapper girl, they arguing back and forth. We watching that. We seeing what the point spread is. Goliath, we ain't got time. We ain't got enough heart to come down there. We over here fellowshipping. Goliath, we don't want to deal with you. But we the army of Israel. See, they say, in the army, they're in the army, but they're standing around fellowshipping. Fellowship is we stand around talking, but we talking about nothing. Relationship is I'm hurting. Relationship is I lost my job. Can you help me? Relationship is me and Lady Bell ain't doing good right now. Can you help me? Fellowship is we blessed and highly favored. Fellowship is won't he do it? Fellowship is it's under the blood. Fellowship is I'm praying for you. Fellowship is blessed be. Fellowship is under his eye. No, I need some relationship. I need some relationship. So I need some relationship when I'm with my brothers, and if I'm crying, what's wrong, Rob? Dude, that's me. I told y'all, dude, man, you ask anybody who know me. I ain't got no problem with crying. I got to keep my heart soft. Some of y'all are so mad because you can't shed a tear. Some of y'all are so upset because you can't shed a tear. Some of y'all are so upset because I know that's what we were told. Don't cry. And that it ain't the man. And I grew up with 7 sisters. I grew up with 7 sisters. So you think that my sisters, they would look at me like, you crying again? to this day. To this day. Oh, y'all. My sister to this day. And like I said, I got 7 sisters, and 6 of them are older than me. So I was the little baby. I was the little baby brother. But you you want to make your heart soft, you better shed a tear or two. You better get some of that pain out of you. You better get some of that frustration out of you. You better get some of that bitterness out of you. After you're done shouting for the Raiders, after you're done shouting for the Browns, after you're done shouting for the Chiefs, after you're done shouting for the Lakers, you bet. I don't see. When that Mikael Parson got traded, I saw guys on the internet crying about him getting traded. I seen dudes busting up their TV over a football player. And you can't shed a tear for her, and you can't shed a tear for your marriage, and you can't shed a tear for your child. You can't shed a tear for you. David came and saw them standing around and seeing Goliath over there running his mouth. And David said, what's going on? What's going on? Saul, the king, the pastor, the leader, sitting there, blessed and highly favored. The king was there. The pastor was there. The leader was there. But nobody went to confront Goliath till David came. See, sometimes you got to be the little brother. Sometimes you got to be the dude with the big mouth. Sometimes don't get caught up in, ain't nobody else saying nothing. Ain't nobody else saying nothing. Just imagine if David wouldn't have showed up. I wonder how the story would have went. If David would have never showed up, how would the story have went then? Then after David confronted him, remember Saul tried to put his armor and his shield. Here, David, take my armor. Here, David, take my shield. Here, David, take my sword. David put all that stuff on and said, no, that don't work for me. That don't work for me. Remember I told y'all some 25 years ago, the Hurricane Katrina, and I'm catching hell at home with my kids and all that, and I got out my flags. I still got those flags to this day. David said, Saul, I don't need your junk. I got my own. What is in your hand? What is in your hand? I got this friend, and I told him I was going to say this. Year after year, for the last 15 years, he complains about the same thing. And I told him about 3 years ago, when the new year came in, and he started, I was like, I don't want to hear that. Don't tell me that story no more. You've been dealing with that and I know, hey, I know it's going to be a thorn in our side. But if you believe the Bible, it says his grace is sufficient. And if his grace ain't sufficient, when you've been dealing with something for so long, you should be able to handle it by now. Yeah, the scar is there. The wound is there, but you see it. But and sometimes when you press down on it, you can feel it. But I can't keep complaining about it year after year. Okay, you can complain about it. Fine, complain about it. But what are you doing about it? I think that was my confrontation was like, okay, you said you're talking about this, but what are you doing? And basically, the army of Israel was just standing there doing nothing. I'm pretty sure they was all suited and booted. They all had their armor. They all had their sword. They all had their shield. But nobody wanted to confront the issue. Nobody wanted to confront Goliath. And you can be I know they say, but you're not anointed. You don't know the word. David, the little shepherd boy, came along. You can be the little dude in the back. Remember that other dude, Naaman? Naaman was covered with leprosy. A lot of y'all, I know this story ain't been told much, so go to 2 Kings. I think it's 2 Kings, either 1st or 2 Kings. But it was a general named Naaman. He was covered, a great general, but he was covered with leprosy. And conquering all the nations, but he couldn't get cured of this leprosy. So the little maid told the wife he can be healed of that if he goes sees the prophet. So Naaman goes to see the prophet, and the prophet told him to go dip in the Jordan River. But Naaman was too bougie for that. The Jordan River is too dirty. Why didn't he tell me to go jump in the other two rivers? They're much cleaner than the Jordan. So I'm not going to get in that dirty Jordan because I'm too bougie for that. I'm not going to dip in it. And so as he was heading back, still full of leprosy, the little soldier, the little E1 next to him told him, well, if he would have told you to do something great, Naaman, you would have did it. The man said, just go dip in the Jordan River. Now see, and then Naaman went down there and dipped in the Jordan River, and he was healed of leprosy. Now see, what if the little E1 soldier wouldn't have said nothing to David, to say something to Naaman? How would the story have went then? We talking about how great Naaman is. We talking about how great Saul was at the time. But what if David wouldn't have showed up? What is in your hand? Back to David. I don't need your sword. I don't need your shield. I don't need your armor. I have something already in my hand. You've been saved for 5 years. You've been saved for 10 years. You've been saved for 15 years, 20 years. What is in your hand? What have you been fighting this thing called marriage with? What have you been fighting this thing called family with? What have you been fighting it with? You can't wait until Sunday. You think you're going to make it through this thing called life and marriage with any sense of peace with just going to church on a Sunday morning and getting 1 hour? 1 hour? They don't cut you down to 1 hour. When me and Robert first started when me and Robert first started going to church some 30 years ago, we would be in church from 9 o'clock in the morning to about 1. Go to, you know how the church would go to dinner and then we would be back at church at 5 till about 7 or 8 o'clock. Now they had condensed you down to 1 hour, and you think just 1 hour of church is going to make your marriage better? She don't want to shut up. You waiting until Sunday. She don't want to be quiet. You waiting until Sunday. She don't want to submit because you waiting until Sunday. She need a word and she got to wait till Sunday. She need a prayer and she got to wait until Sunday. No, you got to be like David. David told Saul, no, I don't want that. And I like in one scripture it said, David reached his hand down into his bag. That's the King James Version. Oh man, do I got that? Do I got that? King James Version. King James Version. Oh man, I don't forgot the chapter that quick. I didn't write it down. Pull that up, King. David confronts Saul. David confront Goliath. Man, why is it drawing blank? I don't read it all week. Chapter 6, verse 6 through 11. But in the King James Version, but I like in the King James Version, it said David reached his hand into his bag. Everybody trying to get a bag. Everybody want a bag, but David reached his hand down into his bag and pulled out a stone. Everybody you trying to get a bag of everything else. You trying to get a bag of everything else. David had reached down in his bag to grab a stone. What is in your hand? What is in your bag? What is in your bag? We all trying to get the bag. Little young lady told me, hey, you think I'm leaving here today without telling the story of the little 7-year-old girl that confronted me? The little 7-year-old girl that confronted me, and she sat there and looked at me and said, "Sir, are you rich?" Sir, you rich. I'm rich. Yes. First Samuel 17. Oh yeah, I'm getting my scriptures mixed up. So yeah, 1 Samuel 17:49. And David put his hand in his bag and took hence a stone and slung it. And David put his hand. What are you putting your hand in? What's in your bag? Now, what was I saying? Oh, you think I'm gonna leave this today without telling the story about the little 7-year-old girl? What's in your bag? Let me. So the little 7-year-old girl, we sitting there eating breakfast. And so the little 7-year-old girl, she looking at me. I got my jewelry on, my gold bell, my gold whistle, couple of rings, and little girl, she just kept looking at me. And we having casual conversation. I'm having casual conversation with this little 7-year-old girl, and she says, "You are rich." I said, "No, I'm not rich. I'm not rich. I'm just ad-libbing now. I'm not rich by any means. I'm not rich by any means, little girl." But she told me, she said, "Sir, you are rich." I said, "No, sweetie." She said, "You are rich." I said, "From your mouth to God's ears." She said, "But you rich. It ain't got to get." In other words, she said, "But you're rich already. It ain't got to get to God's ears. You're rich already." Then the little girl said, "You're rich already. You got a gold bell." What's in your bag? You got a gold whistle. What's in your bag? You got gold rings. What is in your bag? And then she said, "And look at your wife." Message. Who used to say that? Message. That was a message. know what? And then later on in the day, as I thought about what she said, I remember I said to a friend of mine about a month ago, very, he got a big bag. He got a comfortable bag. And I said to him, how much more money do you need? How much more do you need? And basically, that's what the little girl said to me. You rich already. Because godliness, and how long have I been saying this? Godliness with contentment is great gain. I said earlier, give me my freedom. What's good in having all the money in the world and you locked up? What good is having all the money in the world with no freedom? Godliness with contentment is great gain. You already rich. What's in your bag? What's in your hand? I say it all the time. Everybody would like a little more. If we just had this, we'd be a little bit more comfortable. Yeah, the bills is paid. I don't want to live week to week. After all the bills are paid, if we could just have this. After all the bills is paid, we could just have this. I don't need a big house, just maybe 300 square more feet. I don't need a 2026. Maybe if I could just get a 20, can I get a 2024? If I can, I don't need a 2026, but if I can get a 2024, sir, you already rich. Do you got peace? You already rich. Do you got some joy? You already rich. Do you got some wisdom? You already rich. Do you and your wife walk in unity? You already rich. Do your wife love you? You already rich. Do she like you? You already rich. Some guy, do she respect you? You already rich. The little girl, she said more than she ever imagined when she said, look at your wife. Look at she probably just saw the beauty. I saw the respect. I saw the joy. I saw the wisdom. I saw the peace. I saw the patience of Robert. I know you're going to give me. Praise be under his eye. But and like I've been saying all year, and I say even more today, it's getting rough out here. It's getting crazy out, and it's getting crazier. What's in your bag? Have fun. Have fun. I told y'all, nobody's gonna have more fun than me. Just had a little bit of fun and planning some more fun. But you gotta have your house in order as much as possible. You can't have a good time in your hand and no emergency fund in your hand. You just can't have fun. You gotta have some order at home. You know, when things that way if things go left, your wife can't say, well, if you wasn't sitting up there watching 4 football games, maybe we would have been ready for this. Maybe if you weren't over there at the bar with the boys, maybe if you weren't at church 5 days a week, maybe this could have got done. Have fun, but have your house in order as much as possible. What was we looking at the other day? Oh, we were looking at, I was sitting up there looking at TikTok, and the episode of Pop the Balloon came up. And so, whatever, 8, 9, whatever, 10 guys. So none of the guys popped the balloon. She was a little cutie pie. So the girl said, told the girl to pop 2 balloons. So she popped 2 balloons. So she go to this one guy. I wish Lady Bell was here. So the girl go to this one guy and she pops his balloon. And she said, well, why did you pop his balloon? Well, he too flashy. He got all that jewelry on and he dressed all like that and he too flashy, and, at this point in my life, it's all right to be flashy, but this point in my life, that draws too much attention and you got all that jewelry on and this and that and you showboating and we out somewhere, you're going to become a target and then you become a target, I'm a target and then, I just feel unsafe. And somebody was like, yeah, I understand that. Being with flashy. But I love my man answer. He was like, this is me. Yeah, hey, I'm this is what I got. I'm gonna wear what I got. He was like, but you gotta understand, if it don't make no difference if you flashy or not. If you a target, you a target. What you got to be concerned about, I got you. You protected. You ain't got to worry about if somebody gonna run up on us. I got you. If anybody try to get us, I got you. You protected. If I'm flashy or not, girl, you might be with the dude that ain't flashy, and somebody roll up on you, and you got to protect him. You ever seen one of them situations where you see a situation, and then the dude don't say nothing, and then you overhear the wife or girlfriend say, "Why ain't you say nothing? Why you let him do that to me? Why you let him punk you?" No, if I'm flashy or not, if somebody roll up on us between me and little black Jesus, we got you. But the government is shut down. They in Memphis. I don't know if the story true or not, but they said they raided an apartment building somewhere. They parachuted in or something, or not parachuted in, but when they zip line down off the helicopter into the building, they zip line, and I saw pictures of them had babies handcuffed. But I know because it ain't at your door. It's at your door. It's at your door. If they can do that to the elite of us, I'm in trouble. You in trouble. No man. Remember they told her, be bigger, be stronger, be smarter, get your education, do this. You gotta do more. Do y'all see the idiot in the White House and all his memes? Did you see the dude, the Secretary of Defense dog all of the generals? This is comical. While we worried about Puffy got to do 3 years. Don't trust me. I be getting caught up too. But then after you get done getting caught up, did you grow up in one of them houses where at the end of the night, you go and check and make sure every night, my wife gonna check and see all the doors is locked, all the blinds is closed, as if somebody gonna come peek in the windows. After you done watching the football game, after you worried about Puffy sentencing and all the nonsense that we get caught up in, after you turn off TikTok and after you turn off Facebook, you got to make sure all the doors is locked. You got to make sure all the shades is down. You got to make sure everything is in order at home. Mama, can I go to the playground? Is your homework done? Mama, can I go play basketball? Is all your chores done? Mama, can I go do this? Is your bed made? Is your bed made? Is your room clean? Are your chores done? Is your homework done? Before you go hang out with Saul and them dudes down there in the valley, don't wait on David. If you're in the army with Naaman, be the little dude to say, "Sir, all he told you to do is go and dip in the Jordan River." The little dude can be the big dude, because no matter who you are, just know who you with. Marriage Bootcamp. 1 + 1 will always be 1. I got something in my hand, girl. 2 is bigger, but it's always 1. I got something in my bag, girl. I'm reaching my hand in the bag. 1, 1,000. What's in your hand? But 2, 10,000. You've been rich. Team Bell. We out.
Welcome to Marriage Bootcamp with Vicky and Robert Bell on Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio.